Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and breaking news, Marvel Studios announced that they are delaying Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars from May to December releases. Avengers Doomsday is now releasing on December 18th, 2026, moved back from May 1st, 2026, and Avengers Secret Wars is now releasing on December 17th, 2027, moved back from May 7th, 2027. And per Variety, the date of February 13th, 2026 that was previously slotted for an untitled Marvel project has now been removed from the schedule. Meanwhile, the dates of November 6, 2026 and November 5th, 2027, also both previously set for untitled Marvel features, have now been amended to simply be untitled Disney films. In the place of Doomsday's old release date, Disney is now going to release The Devil Wears Prada 2, which will now open in the May 1st, 2026 slot. However, they have not yet announced anything for the Secret Wars old release date of May 7th, 2027, which leaves the door open for a new possible MCU movie to release between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Could that be Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 3, which we know is confirmed to be in development with Denzel Washington attached? With Coogler's big hit of Sinners this year, Marvel might be eager to make a big Coogler announcement at San Diego Comic-Con this July. Could it be Doctor Strange 3? Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was an early May release in 2022, and Stephen Strange may be needed to bridge the multiverse logic gap between the two Avengers films. Could it be Shang-Chi 2 or Thor 5 or hell, even Blade? I don't know. Or could just Marvel be feeling so confident about the Fantastic Four or the Thunderbolts / New Avengers that they might be trying to squeeze in a sequel to one of those two films before the events of Secret Wars? I think that would be hard to do if both of those groups are going to be in Doomsday the December before, but it's also possible that major plot elements of Doomsday are just now going to be reworked as a result of this delay. Like that could include removing the Thunderbolts from Doomsday so that they can have their own sequel as the New Avengers, and we could see another adventure of this team as themselves. We know actors like David Harbour, Louis Pullman, Wyatt Russell, Sebastian Stan have all said that they have not even seen a Doomsday script yet, and this might be why. Either way, I think it would be tough to figure that out with the Thunderbolts post-credit scene we saw where they watched the Fantastic Four ship arriving to Earth. Like, we're gonna have to deal with that. Or will Marvel just surrender that May 7th, 2027 release date as well to some other different Disney title? Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is coming July 31st, 2026, went from being a release between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars to now coming before Doomsday. Spider-Man Brand New Day will be the next MCU movie after Fantastic Four, and that means Spider-Man Brand New Day could now, therefore, be a story completely unrelated to the events of Doomsday, and instead be its own story picking up with Peter Parker after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home as a street-level superhero, unaffected by any of the multiverse stuff. Actually, the latest rumors are that the main villain will be Mr. Negative with an additional female villain, and that maybe even Michael Mando's Scorpion could return. This decision to delay may also just be to make room for schedules of actors that they need for Avengers Doomsday. Reportedly, Marvel Studios was still finalizing the contract for Tom Holland to appear as Spider-Man in Doomsday. Of the nearly 30 names announced for Doomsday on March 26, several were not included, and the names not included include a lot of big actors with busy schedules. So here is the updated schedule of major Marvel or Disney releases in the next few years. The Fantastic Four First Steps still coming July 25th, 2025. Zootopia 2 coming November 26th, 2025. Avatar Fire and Ash December 19th, 2025. On February 13th, 2026, that was a removed MCU release date. Then The Devil Wears Prada 2 May 1st, 2026. The Mandalorian and Grogu coming May 22nd, 2026. Toy Story 5 coming June 19th, 2026. Moana, a live action Moana, coming July 10th, 2026. Spider-Man Brand New Day coming July 31st, 2026, technically a Sony production, co-produced with Marvel Studios. November 6th, 2026, another removed MCU release date. Avengers Doomsday coming December 18th, 2026. Then May 7th, 2027, a to-be-determined film, perhaps from Marvel Studios. Star Wars Starfighter coming May 29th, 2027. So that's the Ryan Gosling Star Wars movie coming up. And then another Sony production, Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, the animated film, coming June 4th, 2027. November 5th, 2027, a removed MCU release date. Frozen 3 coming November 24th, 2027. And then Avengers Secret Wars coming December 17th, 2027. Now, this is not the first year Marvel did not have a release in the first weekend of May, like they didn't have one in 2024 or during the COVID years of 2020 or 2021, but it could represent a strategic shift away from banking solely on Marvel Studios tentpoling Disney's release slate and just giving Marvel Studios a bit more time to get things right. And summer 2026 is already shaping up to be a pretty huge year for other non-Marvel summer movies from big directors all trying to claim the box office trophy. Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey is coming July 2026, and it's going to star Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o, Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, John Bernthal, Benny Safdie, John Leguizamo, Elliot Page, Hamish Patel, Bill Irwin, Samantha Morton, Mia Goth, and Josh Stewart. Big cast. Steven Spielberg has a science fiction movie written by David Koepp, who's written the new script for Jurassic World Rebirth, working title Non-View, coming 2026, starring Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Coleman Domingo, and Wyatt Russell. And J.J. Abrams is working on an untitled film starring Glenn Powell that's probably going to be coming in 2026. Jordan Peele has an October 2026 release date. It's going to be a big year. So some takeaways here. 1. Assuming Marvel Studios is doing this to preserve quality over quantity, this is definitely a good thing. We're getting 3 MCU releases this year, and that was partly due to having those titles on the back burner from the old approach of quantity over quality. And Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts were just produced during the 2023 labor strikes year, and they were retooled during that period. Since then, Marvel Studios has taken the note of quality over quantity, allowing Marvel head Kevin Feige to focus on each project, and they want to aim for 1 to 2 movies per year. Pixar's strategy in the past has been 1 movie year, 2 movie year, 1 movie year, 2 movie year. And we'll see if 2026 to 2027 ends up being that. Does this mean, however, that we are going to go from Fantastic Four First Steps in July 2025, and then 17 months, a year and a half later, we'll get the event that the Fantastic Four and the Thunderbolts were setting up? Well, again, if it means that that event is less rushed and less thrown together, I'm going to be happy to wait. Also, we're only going to have to wait like a year between MCU movies of Fantastic Four to Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's not that unreasonable. 3, on the business side, I think Disney wants to get back to headlining the holiday movie season the way they used to with Star Wars films, especially now in the years between Avatar 3 and Avatar 4. It seems like they feel confident enough that they can carry their summer box office with Star Wars and Pixar films. That is, unless they're sticking with that May 7, 2027 date being a surprise MCU film. I kind of feel like it's a toss-up between Black Panther 3 and Doctor Strange 3. However, it's also possible that Ryan Reynolds is going to finish his follow-up to Deadpool and Wolverine, and that could be the big summer kickoff in 2027. And of course, again, there's that option that they might remove the Thunderbolts from the upcoming version of Doomsday to instead give this new Avengers lineup their own sequel in May 2027. I don't know. And finally, on the Disney Plus corner of the MCU and Marvel Television, we're gonna get the animated Eyes of Wakanda in August, Marvel Zombies in October, the live-action Wonder Man in December, and in 2026, we're gonna see Vision Quest at some point in the year, and Daredevil Born Again Season 2, probably in the spring season, and second seasons of the animated X-Men 97 and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Hey, announcement for fans in the Los Angeles area, the LA Galaxy are having a Star Wars night as part of their game against Real Salt Lake on May 31st. New Rockstars will be there. Get your tickets in the link in this video's description and swing by the stadium early for a meet and greet with the New Rockstars host before the game. Hey, comment down below with your thoughts on this big news, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Frederick Price, for supporting us at the executive producer level. Follow me at EA Voss and subscribe to all the channels in the New Rockstars network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.